Sorry. What is going on, you guys? What is going on? What is going on, you guys? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new review of Belle Collective Season 6, Episode 3. What is going on, you guys? I hope you guys have had a wonderful, wonderful Friday, and I intend on doing the exact same thing, you guys. What is going on up in here, y'all? This was a good episode. Now, we told y'all. We told y'all on Roasted Review that although the first two episodes was a bit slow, it was mighty slow. However, we did say that the bullshit was gonna kick off after this episode right here. So, and it did kick off. And I got some things to say. I got me some feelings about this shit. And some of these feelings, y'all might be surprised by some of my feelings in regards to this show. Y'all might be a tad bit surprised about some of the things that I'm gonna say. But it is what it is. We're gonna see what y'all think about it in just a second. We're gonna see. However, y'all, I hope you guys are doing well. I really do. Y'all know we get started at the 5-minute mark, so I'm just allowing everybody to get in here, as Armand would say. If you don't know, however, T is going live right after me. T is going live at 10:15. So y'all need to be on the lookout for that at 10:15, child. Be on the lookout for it because he going live right after me. And yes, honey. Yes, I can't wait to see his live. I'm gonna watch his live after mine is over, child. Okay, but yeah, child. Listen, I got some things to say, y'all. I got some stuff to say. This is gonna be a good live. This is gonna be a good one. Okay, now, first of all, thank you guys for the support that you've been giving me for the last 24 hours. They released the promos for the show that I'm a part of that is called the Scene ATL. It will be airing in December, and it will be airing on the Stylish TV YouTube platform. So be on the lookout for that. We're going to talk more about that show towards the end of this live. We're going to talk more about that. We're going to get into the press release of it all. I'm going to show y'all the first promo for it and all of that stuff. Like, we're gonna get into the things by the end of this live. Because we know that y'all are here for Belle Collective, child. So, we're gonna wait for that stuff towards the end. And with every single live that we do, the goal is to get at least 100 people within every live that we do, and we're already halfway there. So just give it a second, give it a minute, you know what I mean? Give it a second, give it a minute. It's going down, okay? Y'all know my notes be on my phone. I'm gonna have to put my phone on do not disturb so I won't be distracted because I can get very extracted. Let me put this on do not disturb. Okay. Shout out to Payne. Shout out to what moderators are in here right now. Okay, so the only moderator that's in here right now is Payne. And Payne is one of my faves alongside Harold, alongside Feisty, alongside Tracy, alongside Prophet, alongside a lot of y'all. Okay, so most of my mods are my favorites. Love my mods. My mods are good. My mods are a family. Shout out to Bando who's in the chat. He's in Dallas handling business, honey. He's in Dallas handling business right now. And y'all gonna see that business after a while. But he handling business right now. And listen, he been working a lot too. So get ready for that music that's about to come out. Because I'm always one of the first to hear it, honey. And he got some good music. Yeah, I better support him. Okay. Okay. But anyway, we're gonna go on and get ready to get into this review, you guys. We're like 54 people in, and we're 5 minutes in, so let's go ahead and get it popping. Okay. Now let's get into Belle Collective. We're gonna start it with Latrice. Now we're at Taste, and Latrice is inviting some of the girls out with her. She wanted to, get with the girls, drink with the girls, eat with the girls, gossip with the girls. That's what she wanted to do. She got a phone call from Selena. Selena's in the hospital with her daughter. One of the twins is having a baby, and she's in there trying to, one of the I think is it Sky? I think Sky was the one that was having a baby. Sky was in labor at the time. She FaceTime Latrice, so that's what got most of her time. And Latrice was like, "Oh, okay, well, we're gonna pray for, for all of this stuff. We're gonna pray for this, we're gonna pray for that. We want to make sure that the baby is healthy and gets here like it's supposed to, and we're gonna do all of that. So I'm gonna keep you in my prayers and stuff like that. And I wish you could have been here, but we know what's more important, which is the new grandbaby. Okay. One thing about Selena looks damn good to be a fucking grandmother. Okay, a grandmother of multiple grandchildren. Okay, if I'm not mistaken, Selena got about 3 or 4 grandchildren. Okay, I think she do, and she looks damn good. She look like, and then when she talk to her sisters, she don't be looking like their mama. She look like their damn sister. Okay, but that black don't crack, because y'all have seen my mama before, and my mama is 60. And my mama don't look a day over 40. Okay. She barely look like she's 40. My mama is 60 and don't even look like it. Okay. So, I mean, let's be clear. Okay. Let's be all the way clear. All right. Anyway, so Marie arrives, and she's, while Latrice is still on the phone with Selena, and she prays for Selena's daughter and things like that, right? So then Marie is in her confessional, and she's like, I have come down here to hang out with my girl Latrice. And I'm like, not your girl Latrice. And I'm like, well, hell must have really frozen over if Marie is sitting up here calling Latrice her girl. Now, it must have really, really froze over. It must be a cold motherfucking day in hell right now. Like, it must be snowing in that bitch. It got to be Antarctica in that bitch. It got to be the North Pole in that bitch for them to be calling each other. Oh, that's my girl. Oh, I love that girl. Oh, that's my girl. That's my home girl. We finna meet up. We finna eat. We finna get drinks and shit like that. Listen, I ain't complaining about it, man. Let's be clear. I'm not complaining about it at all. I ain't got no complaints about it, but it's just like, woo, that is something to be reckoned with. But they should have been squashed their beef, and should have been, like, I'm not gonna lie, it's very refreshing to see Latrice and Marie be cool. But after I saw that preview for next week, it don't look like they're gonna be cool for the rest of the season. But we'll get more into that soon. But yeah. Marie says, at this point, I'm loving on Cedric. I'm loving me some Cedric right about now. Like, Cedric is the one, the one I gave my heart to, even though he broke my heart so bad a couple of times, but that's my man. So I'm going to stick beside him, and he's going to be on my side. And Latrice looking at her like, must be nice. And she even said, when she's with Cedric, she's happy. So she should have been with Cedric a long time ago. So I get this version of Marie. So thank you, Cedric, for giving me this version of Marie. And I must say that I ain't really gonna knock Latrice for saying that, because listen, Marie is very pleasant to watch this season. Because she's never been pleasant to watch, let's be clear. But she's pleasant to watch this season, I must say that. Now, we're gonna go ahead and get into Amanda. Now, Amanda arrives, and she sits down, and Marie said that Amanda was walking up in there looking like Beetlejuice. Now, I ain't gonna lie to you. I holler when Marie said that. It do kind of get Addams Family just a little bit. A Dolce & Gabbana version of Addams Family. It kind of do, but, she looked good, okay? Now, Amanda says that, she pretty much likes Marie, but she didn't care for the way Letitia and Marie, for the things that Letitia and Marie had done to Latrice, and how they were attacking Latrice at their reunion, like getting up in her face, acting like they was going to fight her. And I agree with Amanda. Like, I can only imagine how she felt, because she's in that situation. But like I always say, as a person that knows Latrice, that was kind of hard for me to watch too. Like, I remember talking to Reggie, because, Latrice is Reggie's cousin. So I remember talking to Reggie about that. And Reggie was mad as a motherfucker watching this shit on TV. Like, a lot of us was kind of pissed the fuck off watching them two, standing over her like you an insecure bitch and all this other stuff, and husband made bitch and all this other shit that Marie was saying. Like, they looked like they was really finna go head up with that girl. Like, they looked like they really wanted to whoop her ass. Like, that's what it was giving, honey. But Marie said, all I know is at the end of the day, Letitia loves Latrice. She loves Latrice. And no matter what I said, no matter how I felt about Latrice, Letitia always loved her. And that's just what it is. And Latrice was saying that, me and Letitia have our ups and downs, but I really do look at Letitia as my big sister, which is why this shit is so hard for me, because Letitia's my girl, Amanda's my girl. So I'm in the middle, and that's why I'm so uncomfortable with this whole Glenn being in Amanda's DMs type of thing. Like, I'm very uncomfortable with it. So when it come down to Latrice and Letitia's relationship, they should have been in their relationship a long time ago. After everything that happened at that third reunion that they had, and Letitia looking like she was on Coming to America, standing over her, calling her an insecure bitch and saying that you have nothing. Every time I see you, you looking like you dead inside, and all this other shit she was saying, and all that. Like, she was really going in on Latrice like that was never her friend. And Letitia is very messy, very much so sneaky. And you know, Latrice got her messy, sneaky ass ways too. I'm not gonna take that from her either. But I do think that Letitia really did snake Latrice. You know what I mean? Like, I do feel that way. I felt like she turned on Latrice for the sake of Marie. That's how I felt. And then she wanted to come back and grovel and be her friend again. Like in my eyes, Letitia did a whole lot more to Latrice than Latrice ever did to Letitia. But I do think that they did shit to each other because, I mean, even after the fact, when they fell out, that was when Latrice felt the need to tell Tamara what actually happened with their text message. But in the same breath, it make me look at you kind of crazy, because it's like, so you was never gonna say nothing, but now that you mad with her and all this other shit, now you want to sit up here and tell the world what really happened with the text message. But you was down with the text message until y'all fell out. So let's not act like we got a moral compass now because you're no longer friends with Letitia. So they both did shit to each other. It's just that one did way more in my eyes than the other. Neither one is perfect. Neither one have a flawless moral stance on shit when it comes down to friendship. But Letitia definitely did a lot when it came down to Latrice, in my opinion. Latrice says she's throwing a pool party and it's like for couples only. If you single, you cannot be there. And Amanda says that she wants to get her feet back in the water, whether it's with a man or a woman. And that is the whole purpose of her dating, is to figure out what it is that she wants and what she needs. So yeah, that whole pool party being a couples only thing, that was a whole setup. But let's continue on, y'all. Let's continue on. So Letitia and Carrie, they're doing like this workout session, and Carrie says that she's being the bigger person with Marie. She's decided to invite Marie out here to this situation, and she just want to be the bigger person. Marie arrives and she says that even though Carrie shaded the hell out of me, I actually like Carrie. It really ain't that deep. It's really not that serious. One thing about it, and two things for certain: Carrie did come in hot. I really wasn't fucking with Carrie like that. She was getting on my motherfucking nerves with her wannabe Whitley Gilbert coastal bound ass, was getting on my nerves. However, I think this episode she wasn't that bad because she wasn't on 20 on this episode. Like, she was an even kill on this episode, so I could give her that. So they started talking about their relationship issues, and Carrie was saying how her husband feels like she doesn't really give her all to their marriage. She gives most of what she got going on all the attention versus what she got going on at home. And when it comes down to everything that's going on at home, he's the one that's taking care of home while she's out doing what she's doing. And in relationships, things have to be 50-50. Like, you can't expect one person to be doing all the work at home and all this other stuff when it's both of y'all married, both of those kids are yours. Like, y'all got to figure out a way, because it's going to be stressful for one person to deal with every damn thing else. When you're married and you're in a relationship, you gotta split it evenly through the middle. And I feel like Carrie isn't doing a good job at balancing everything, like the family, the career, and that happens. You know what I'm saying? Like, that do happen. Like, it happens all the time. It happens. You know, people sometimes don't really know how to balance it all. And, you know, and it takes some time to really figure that out. And sometimes I kind of give people grace when they're not able to balance the whole thing, because, you know what I'm saying? I do kind of give people grace because it's not like they're abandoning, their family or their spouses on purpose. They're just trying to make sure that things go the way that they should go. You feel what I'm saying? And I think that's what Carrie's doing. I feel like she's not purposely trying to neglect her family or her husband. It's just that she got a whole lot going on and that takes up a lot of her time. You feel what I'm saying? But she does have to learn how to find that balance. It's nothing wrong with what she's doing. She just got to figure out that balance so she could really make sure that her marriage is on point and make sure that things go the way that it needs to go. In my opinion, I don't know about y'all, but that's what I think. And I feel her husband on that. Let me see. Got a super chat. I have to catch up on the show, but just came to say hey and congrats on all the success. Thank you, Tamika's 30K. I appreciate it. That name is so damn funny to me. I promise it is. So moving off of that, we get more into Carrie. Now, Carrie is running 3 different restaurants. She got like 2 of them on the coast of Mississippi, and she got 1 in Mobile. So she's running a restaurant game down in the coastal side of Mississippi and in Mobile. So, and it seems like it's always packed. There's always something going on at these restaurants, and that's why she's always busy. She's getting ready for the ribbon cutting for another restaurant that she's about to open and stuff. So it just looks like Carrie really does have a lot going on. And in my eyes, I really don't see nothing wrong with a woman like her, having all these businesses and really being about her business. I don't see nothing wrong with that. We need more women that's about their business. You know what I'm saying? Like, we need that because as you can see, there's a lot of people that are just willing to just sit there and just let a man take care of them. And she could easily just sit there and let a man take care of her, but that's not something that she wants, obviously. And I'm here for it. She doesn't really want that. She wants to be equal. She wants to let her businesses do the talking. And I'm all the way here for that. I feel like, girl, let your business do the talking, do what you got to do. But once again, in the interim, you still got to figure out a way to make sure that your husband doesn't feel neglected. You still got to figure that part out. That's all I'm saying. Her and her husband have been together for 15 years. They were together since they were like 14, 15 years old. Matt played baseball, but now he's a sports agent. And Matt is kind of cute. I don't really, dig, light-skinned guys, of course, and he's like a little prim and proper. I don't really like light-skinned guys like that. I like them kind of dark skin or brown skin with a little bit of thug passion in them, shit that I don't really need to be liking, but that's what I like. A rude boy that's good to me with street credibility. That's what I like. But anyway, he says that he wants more effort from Carrie in their marriage. And she starts, tearing up because she says that the balance is very hard for her. And even though he's asking for more effort from her in their marriage, he's still very understanding about how hard the balance is for her. At least he understood. He wasn't afraid to say what he wanted from her, but he also was very understanding to her situation. Like, yeah, I want this from you. Yeah, I want that from you. Yeah, I feel like you should do a lot more than what you're doing. Absolutely. But I do understand, I do understand the whole balance issue. I understand. So at least he was understanding to what she got going on. Because you could be dating people and they just don't understand or they won't understand what you got going on and they refuse to understand because they want what they want whenever they want it. You feel what I'm saying? So I do get that. And I absolutely and positively understand, where both of them are coming from. It could be hard. It could be hard trying to date people and be in relationships with people and you got all this shit going on. Like, that shit can be very hard. But long as y'all are both on the same accord and y'all really want y'all marriage to work out or relationship, whichever one you may have, long as that's going on and long as y'all got that communication, it'll work out. It might be a struggle, you know what I mean? But I feel like it'll definitely work out. Long as y'all work towards the shit. You feel what I'm saying? Just work towards making it right. So we're gonna move on to the next thing, which is Letitia, Glenn, Selena, and Mike. Now, Letitia was saying that now that she done got that whole brunch out the way that she threw, now she can spend more time focusing on helping out Selena and her, fiance Mike. She can more so focus on that, right? And she says that she's glad that she can help people because, her and Glenn, they made a recommitment earlier this year and they said that they're going to do right by one another. So she feels like she's the perfect person that could help Selena and Mike go through their, communication issues. And I, for one, feel like she's not the right one for a motherfucking thing when it comes down to relationships and communication because like I said, they're the Kirk and Rashida of Mississippi. I wouldn't dare go to them for no motherfucking advice. I wouldn't. Coming out for relationships, I wouldn't come to them for no advice. But in the same breath, I wouldn't even come to Letitia for business advice. If I want some advice about business, I'll go to Carrie. I'll go to Latrice. I'll probably go to Marie and Essie. I'll probably go to them. If I want some advice about my media career, I definitely go to Tambra. But I wouldn't go to Letitia for nothing. I wouldn't even go to her for no damn recipes. Because this motherfucker cooked greens out of a can. So why would I go to her for any type of bullshit in regards to like food and, ingredients and bullshit like that? You feel what I'm saying? So yeah, don't like it, would not be going to them. I guess she feel like, well, her marriage is fucked up. And so ours just might be fucked up, if we get married. So maybe she can stop us from being fucked up because she know what it's like to be in a fucked up marriage. I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't go to Letitia for no motherfucking advice. Just saying. They start doing communication exercises. And then Selena was saying Mike only says a couple of words, but then expects her to understand him. And she says, that's not going to work for her. You need to talk to me, not give me a couple of words and then walk away. I totally feel the same way. In a relationship, you got to say more than one thing. You got to, if I'm telling you how I feel about something, you need to respond. Don't say, okay, bro, I hear you. Don't say that. That's going to make me mad. At least let me know that you care about the things that I'm saying. At least let me know, because when I'm coming to you, I'm being genuine when I'm coming to you. When I'm telling you, I ain't like that. Or I felt some kind of way about that. Or that made me jealous. Or that, it's those type of things. And I've said those things recently, and I was responded to with care and a person that was being genuine with listening to what I was saying. So I feel like I understand where Selena's coming from, like all the way with the whole thing with Mike. Like I definitely get what she's saying with that. She starts getting emotional because she says that her son was packing up to come back to Jackson, and he never made it back to Jackson because he was killed. And she says that whenever Mike goes away and she don't know where he at and he don't answer his phone, that scares her and that torments her because that puts her back to when she lost her son. And Mike says that he understood. But the problem was that, and I'm not here to judge nobody because of their emotional stuff, because I'm not that emotional either. So Mike's response was probably the same response I would have had. He's very stoic in a sense, if you get my drift. He's kind of stoic. So the emotional response that Selena probably would have wanted, she wasn't going to get that from him. So he said that he understands that he gave her a hug. Now, do I think that he gets it? I think he does. I know that's surprising. I know y'all probably expected me to keep dragging this nigga, but I do think that he does kind of get what she's saying. I think it took for her to break down and say, I lost my son. He never showed back up in Jackson. He was killed. He was off. So I never got to see my son. And I talked to him the night that it happened to him. So my thing is, when I don't hear from you, that's bothersome to me because I don't know what's going on. So I do think he listened. But in the same breath, it all depends on how the rest of this season go. Because if Selena continues to complain about that for the rest of the season, that means that he wasn't really listening, and that means that he really didn't care, and I got to eat my words. That's exactly what that's going to be for me. So right now, I just think that he's a little stoic, but I don't think he doesn't care. You know what I mean? I don't think this is a situation where, oh, he don't really give a fuck or whatever. I don't really think that. But in the same breath, I can understand why others may not think that. The only reason why I'm saying that because I get the whole stoic of it all, because I can be stoic. You know, I know I can be stoic. So, but it doesn't mean that I don't care. See, if me being stoic, people did tend to think that I don't give a fuck, but I really do care. It's just my way of showing things. You feel what I'm saying? I just don't show my emotions like that. So I think it all really depends on how he moves the rest of the season. So I'm going to keep it there and leave it alone. We're going to see how he moved the rest of the season. That's all I can say about that. Moving on to the next one. She invites Letitia and Glenn to her all-white event. Her all-white event is basically her like honoring her son, and it's basically giving, everybody that's lost somebody a platform to speak on their feelings of loss and the people that they lost and things of that nature. So she's definitely ready for that. And Letitia and Glenn is down to go, because everybody's lost somebody. There's some people that's never lost somebody that's close to them, but everybody's lost somebody. And yeah, so I probably would have went to that event too if I was one of them. I probably would have went to the event too, because I've lost a lot of people over the last couple of years. But the next scene is basically the all-white event, and Selena got up there. She was talking about the death of her son and how it's impacted her and how it's still impacting her. And, it was very emotional. Like, seeing Selena talk about her son, it's like watching my mama talk about me. And it's like you want to protect your kids from everything. You want to shield them for everything. But the harsh reality of it all is that you really can't shield them from anything. You can try as much as you like, but when they get older, you can't really shield them from shit once they get older. Like, they're going to do what they want to do. They're going to go out and see whatever they want to see. They're going to do what they want to do. And so when you can't protect them from everything, that means you don't have no control over it. And sometimes not having control over the situation can be a lot for people. But I got Selena's, I understood where she was coming from a lot when she was talking about her son and stuff like that. Now, Latrice, she started talking about her brothers that she lost. Now, I remember when she lost her brother Chip, right? I wasn't around her like that then. However, me and Reggie were roommates in college when Chip passed away, and he took that hard. I remember him we was in our dorm room, and I remember him breaking the fuck down when Chip passed away. I never knew him, but I know that Reggie did. And, that was a lot for him to take in. So I can only imagine how it was for Latrice, because, Latrice got brothers that passed, and Chip was her brother, of course. But, her nephew just died too last year. So I can only imagine how she felt about him. And I heard her, and just to see her, crying and showing emotion and just feeling her feelings about it, it made me think about like my cousin Martell, and I always keep his name alive. He passed away like 2 years ago. I keep his name alive all the time. I miss that boy so bad. But it was very emotional and inspiring too when you hear someone speak about loss, which is something that a lot of us have experienced. And loss can happen to any one of us. It has happened to a lot of us. And grief is something that never goes away. Like, you learn to deal with grief. you learn how to maneuver through grief, but you never really get past grieving somebody. Like you never really get past that. Like anything can pretty much set you off when it comes down to grieving. Like you could be having the best day in the world, and then you could see a picture of them and it puts you in a fucked up mood. You feel what I'm saying? Um, let's see. You could hear a song that came out when they passed and it'll put you in a bad mood. Like when my cousin Martell died, the song that was out was SZA, I Hate You, and I think Ari Lennox, Pressure. I wouldn't even, them are not songs you get emotional about. Those are not songs you get emotional about. But if I hear I Hate You, I'm thinking about my cousin Martell. Because I remember going to his funeral when he passed, like listening to that song. Like it hurts. So grief is tricky and it hits you when you least expect it. It does. So I'm glad that they had that event. Good event. And Marie said, and I understood what Marie was saying. Like that was the best time to see the Bells, be in a positive place. So I definitely feel it. So there's a pool party at Latrice's house. Latrice says that, she's afraid of the truth coming out about Amanda and Glenn. But when I heard Latrice talking to her friend in that kitchen and she's saying that there's couples games that she wants to play and these are the questions, I'm like, yeah, Latrice, this ain't looking good for you. This ain't looking good for you. Now, I defend Latrice to the death for me. Y'all know I will. But that didn't look good. And I'm going to tell you why I didn't. This is going to be the reason why people are going to blame all of this on you. This is why. The moment you stood in that kitchen and said, these are couples games, we're going to play these games, these are the questions that we're going to ask, that I need you to ask the group, right? You're inviting Amanda, you're inviting Latrice and Glenn. You know that Amanda just told you that Glenn was in her DMs. So you playing that game was not conducive for nobody involved. Not you, not Amanda, not Glenn, not Letitia, and not the rest of the group. Because now these snake allegations is coming right back on you. So now it's going to look like you set her up. And to be quite honest, she was kind of set up by production. They knew what they wanted. They knew from the moment Amanda said something about them damn DMs. They knew we need you to throw an event so this shit can come out. That's how I look. That's how I look now. But I still feel like we wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Glenn. We wouldn't be here because Glenn was the one who hopped in somebody's DMs. You feel what I'm saying? But to each his own. Selena comes. She thanks the girls for showing up for her at her all-white event. And then we see Amanda with her boo. And the boo is actually Marie's cousin, which is, not necessarily surprising. I mean, the Jackson area is very small. Everybody's kind of related to everybody some kind of way. Essie arrives, and then, we see Essie with her man. And then Amanda was like, I never even met your husband before. Selena said, girl, I ain't never met your husband. Amanda said, me either, because I always thought that was Marie's woman. And then Marie was like, Latrice, I ain't trying to mess up your house, but Amanda, Essie is not my woman. I still think that's a woman just a little bit, but that's another story. Anyway, they go inside the house and they play the couples game. Where's the weirdest place you had sex? They all answer the question. Marie started talking about fucking Cedric in the car while they were driving. I'm like, girl, I do not want to hear nothing about you and big booty Cedric fucking in the car. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. That ain't for me to hear. I don't want to hear it. Okay, at all. They talk about favorite sex positions. And then, Glenn was talking about his favorite sex position and he talked about his weirdest place that he had sex. And every time Glenn answered the question, Amanda would look at Glenn like he was crazy. She would look at Glenn like he was crazy and she rolled her eyes. When the girl asked, have you ever been attracted to somebody in the group? Mike said, that's weird. What fuck type of group is that? Right? And then that is when Carrie said, let me answer the question for y'all. At 1, 2, 3, no. Okay. And then Glenn said, no. And then Amanda said, he a liar. And then that is when he said, that's when Marie said, her? Have you ever been attracted to her? And then Glenn said, I'm attracted to my wife. That answer and the way he looked when he answered that question, that let me know. That should have let everybody know that he was lying. That should let everybody know that he wanted Amanda. That should have let everybody know. Amanda said, that's bullshit. So Letitia was like, why would you say that? You know I f with you, so you need to tell me what's going on. And so Latrice was like, next question. Marie was like, ain't no next question. We need to get some answers here. Ain't no need for no next question. And I was kind of with Marie on that one, Latrice, because it's like, now, girl, like, you got these couples games and you got these questions and shit. And now you want to go to the next question, but you knew that question was going to be involved in this, girl. So why even say next question? Let it happen. You knew what was going to happen when this shit came about. You knew that these questions was going to be in here, and you knew that it was going to start some shit. We on reality TV. We already know what's going to happen. So, ain't no next question. Okay? So then Amanda says, Letitia wants to have a conversation, but Amanda said, well, we could have do you want to have a conversation in front of the group? And Letitia don't want to. But Amanda said, I can have a conversation in front of the group. It's really not a problem, but it's really up to you. So Letitia pulls Amanda to the side, and then they go outside. And then Amanda was like, it's very awkward due to Glenn being in my DMs and this issue between you and Latrice and how y'all and what y'all did to my friend and stuff like that. And because, you know, I respect you as a person and I with you. Amanda, girl, I'm sorry. I don't want to do this, but I got to. Amanda, that's bullshit. That's bullshit if I ever heard it. It's bullshit if I ever smelt it, okay? You don't respect Letitia. You don't like Letitia. You don't fuck with her as a person. Be real. If we're gonna be real, we're gonna be honest. We gotta be real and honest, Amanda. You don't fuck with that lady. You don't like that lady. Let's be clear, you don't. And you don't like that lady based off of what happened between her and your friend. You don't like her because of what happened with Latrice. Just say that. You don't respect her as a person. Because if you respected her as a person, you wouldn't have said what you said on that first episode when you was like, when you said Glenn was in your DMs. If you respected her, you wouldn't have entertained this nigga. And on top of that, if you respected her, you wouldn't have said, look at his wife, look at me and look at what he married to. That ain't no respect. You don't respect that girl. You don't like that girl. And it's okay. Just be real and upfront and say, I don't fuck with you because I don't like what you did to my friend. So therefore, I don't really fuck with you like that. So I didn't really have a problem with entertaining your motherfucking husband because I didn't like what the fuck you did to my friend. I don't give a fuck. You feel what I'm saying? That's what I would have felt like. So no, you flat out embarrassed the lady in front of everybody. You knew what you was doing when you called him a liar. And you knew that once you called him a liar, the question was going to be asked, why you say that? And then you kept making these remarks and then making these faces. You knew what you were doing, Amanda. Like, let's not act like you being noble here. Let's not act like you doing it. Let's not act like you got a high moral compass right about now. You knew what the fuck you were doing when you did what you did. Come on now. We got to be real. Love you down, girl, and you know I do. But girl, no. I couldn't defend that now. I could defend a lot of shit. I could reach to the roof for a lot of shit to defend you on. I could, but I can't defend that, right? So in the midst of it, her boo is telling Glenn that he saw the DMs. That she saw the DMs. Marie comes out there and say, go get Glenn because, Giovanni said that she saw the DMs that he sent, that Glenn sent to Amanda, and then it's a to be continued. Now, this was a good episode, like I said. Now, before I'm just gonna say this, and I'm gonna stand firm on this. I mean everything that I said. Everybody's invited to come to Roaster Review to talk about this shit if they want to. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna start with Latrice. You friends with Amanda and Letitia. You friends both of them. One longer than the other, right? You're aware that one of your friends' husband was hopping the DMs of your other friend. That is a tough situation to be in because you don't want to fuck up neither relationship. Like you don't want to tell Letitia because you're gonna feel like that's disloyal to Amanda, and then you don't want to tell, you don't want to. But staying out of it would have been. It's one thing to have Amanda around Letitia because y'all got to be around each other because y'all got to film. You feel what I'm saying? But to throw this pool party and call it, you know what I'm saying, a couples thing, and can't nobody come unless they got a significant other, and then have these couple games with these questions that involves being attracted to somebody in a group. You know what I mean? It looks like you set Letitia up. It looks like you did. That's the reason why everybody's gonna look at you like you the set up queen, because it looked like, okay, you had no good intentions on inviting this woman to your house. You invited her to the house so you can embarrass the shit out of her, and it's looking like, okay, Amanda is here, so I can use this to get Letitia back for all the shit that I feel like, she did to me in the past. So looking at this, anybody would feel like you're setting them up. That's the way it looks. And I can't sit up here and act like I don't get why someone says what they, why people would feel like you set her up. Now, I'm not going to sit up here and hold you accountable for Amanda and what she did with Glenn. That's not your fault. And that wasn't none of your fucking business. But as far as this goes, this party and the way this shit came out, you got to look at it. Your hands ain't completely clean when it come down to that. You threw the party, you put the games together, you put the questions together. So yes, it looks slimy. Sorry, but it do. And I don't want to say that, but that's the way it looks. I gotta keep it a book. That's the way it looks. When it come down to Amanda, you already knew what was up when you came there. You brought that girl there with you. You probably was aware they was playing them games. Production probably made you aware that they're going to play games. This is all production driven, of course. It's all production driven. But you came there, you knew they was playing the games, and you already had it up in your head that you're going to put Glenn on blast in front of everybody. And that's exactly what you did. But the problem is that I felt like you didn't stand firm on it because you tried to smooth it off by saying, I respect you and I with you. You don't respect her and you don't fuck with her. Those were the things you lied about. You could have just, if you was going to air it out, you could have just aired it out without saying, I fuck with you, you cool, you don't fuck with her, and you don't respect her. You know what I mean? You don't. Glenn, in my opinion, is the culprit for all this shit too. Because to be honest, if he never would have came into that girl DMs, we wouldn't even be here. So we could call Amanda out for entertaining him because she was wrong for entertaining him, especially as a person that just went through a divorce herself. You feel what I'm saying? That was wrong that was wrong as two left shoes. We could call out Latrice for setting up this party and playing this game. But Glenn is the ultimate person that betrayed Letitia. Because he's the one who, once again, slid in somebody's DMs trying to fuck. Everybody got a part to play in this. Ain't nobody's hands clean in this. Nobody's. I just got to be real with y'all. Ain't nobody hands clean in this. I can't even sit up here and try to defend shit. I can defend Latrice for some stuff, but I can't really defend her for this. And I came in this motherfucker thinking I'm going to defend Amanda on shit because, again, I know her and Latrice, but I can't. It looks bad on everybody's part. So, yeah. And after next week's episode, I'm gonna see if Amanda gonna show up to Roast Review. We did talk about this. So after that episode, we gonna try to bring her over to the show. But I'm gonna also say this too. When it all boils down to Letitia, I don't feel bad for her in this either. You want to know why I don't? Because she did this same thing to Tambra. She did this same thing to Tambra in season 2. That's why I don't have no sympathy for her when it come down to this. Amanda was wrong as fuck, yeah, But Letitia did this same thing to a whole nother woman on this show. She did it to Tamara. She brought her friend Taisha on this show. Taisha came on there and conveniently brought up the fact that she was fucking greedy. She got a connection with Greedy. Tamara knows about her, all that. Had a whole event with Marie, invited Tamara, but didn't tell Tamara that Taisha was coming in to drop a bomb and got mad when Taisha stormed off. So I can't feel bad for Letitia due to the fact that she did this same shit to somebody else. I don't really give a fuck. She did it to somebody else. So that's the only reason why I don't feel bad for Letitia. But it doesn't stop me from calling out the bullshit when it comes down to Latrice and Amanda. It doesn't. That's why I said my opinions are probably going to be surprising to some of y'all, because y'all probably think that I'm just gonna sit up there and just take up for all the shit that Latrice and Amanda did. No, I'm not gonna do that because I can't do that. That wouldn't be real of me. I can't do that. You know, I gotta call it for what it is. You feel what I'm saying? I got to. So that's how I feel about that. So that's the end of the review. However, y'all, it's 145 of y'all up in here, and as I said on my live that I did earlier today, I'm gonna bring it up here too. First of all, I want to thank you guys for supporting me. I'm on a web reality show called The Scene ATL. We just put out the promos, and we put out the cast photo. We put out the first teaser, and we put out the press release. So right now, I'm gonna play the teaser, the first teaser for you guys. I'm gonna play that for y'all so y'all can see that, and then after that, I'm gonna give y'all the press release and let y'all see some of the cast photos if you haven't already. So let's go ahead and get into the first teaser of the show that I'm on, and we'll be right back.
Yeah. Say what I say and do what I will. They tryna do what I do, they lacking the skill. And I know I'm going up, running for the hills. Removing myself from the fade, I keep it too real. Bitch, I got businesses, I'm a brand house. I ain't wasting time is money, what you playing for? These rappers sleeping on me, I got hits that put the K in them. And yeah, I hear you talking, tell me what you saying though. Yeah, baby, I came in a step on the scene.
Okay, so that was the first teaser of the web series that I'm a part of, which is called The Scene ATL. And here is the press release for The Scene ATL. Okay, so it states, Stylish TV proudly announces the premiere of its brand new original docuseries called The Scene ATL, a vibrant, unapologetic deep dive into the lives of emerging creators, entrepreneurs, and influencers, redefining the Atlanta hustle. The 8-episode premiere season is set to debut in early December 2025, exclusively on Stylish TV's YouTube channel. Okay, what else is going on? Set against the electric pulse of Atlanta, The Scene ATL captures the authentic journey of a bold new circle of creatives finding their place in the spotlight, balancing ambition, friendship, and the chaos that comes with chasing success in one of the culture capitals of the world. The series brings together a dynamic lineup featuring Carl K. Star, Miss JT, Scotty of Scotty by Nature TV, Bando Kane, DeLon Jones, and DJ the Singer. Filmed entirely in Atlanta, The Scene ATL is as real as it gets, a blend of ambition, artistry, and authenticity. Other platforms don't always give people like us a fair shot at telling our story, says Carl K. Star. The show gives the misfits, the dreamers, the grinders a collective where they can grow, build, and create magic together. We wanted something that felt real to Atlanta, not just the glitz, but the grind, adds Miss JT. The Scene ATL gives the culture a mirror. It's about connection, growth, and what happens when old friends meet new energy. Okay? So the last part says, what begins as a celebration of collaboration quickly becomes a test of loyalty. Carl's vision of bringing this circle together faces challenges as Scotty and Bando's relationship becomes the talk of the blogs. Miss JT steps in to uncover the truth, and DeLon's business launch threatens to unravel already fragile bonds. Meanwhile, DJ's arrival, a longtime friend of Scotty, brings both comfort and new complications to the mix. A Stylish TV original production, The Scene ATL blends cinematic visuals with a documentary's edge, capturing the highs, the heartbreaks, and the heat that make Atlanta the true epicenter of the culture. Okay, and here are our cat. Here's the cast photo. Okay, that's the cast photo right there. That's one of the cast photos. We took multiples, but this is the first cast photo, and this is the other one. And yeah, that's us. And there I go with my photo by myself looking like a whole pastor. Yes, that's me. And that's it. And my tagline is, in this circle, people are going to mind your business and not the business that pays them. So that is the Scene ATL, which will be airing on Stylish TV YouTube channel. So make sure you guys tune in to see it. It will be in the first week of December. There's more teasers on the way. I think they just posted the behind the scenes stuff from the photo shoot and stuff like that already. I already seen the opening. They sent it this morning. We saw it. We all agreed to it. It looks good. All that great stuff. So that's pretty much just that. Y'all gonna see, like I said, y'all gonna see everything that I've been going through. Y'all gonna see the evolution of Scotty and Bando, where we started off the season not being in the best place. We were in a weird place. We weren't beefing, but we were in a weird place. It was a lot of uncertainty around us when we first started. Then we see the rebuilding of the friendship or relationship, or whatever you want to call it. You see that happening throughout the season, and everybody has something to say, whether it's a negative thing they got to say about the situation with me and Bando, or you have people that got positive things to say. You're going to see it all. You're going to see me talking about my book. You're going to see me talk about my family issues. You're going to see me reveal secrets about myself that certain people don't even know. You're going to see all that with me on this show. So I'm not going to tell y'all everything that happened, because there's so much that I could tell y'all, but right there, yeah, that's me letting y'all know that I'm telling y'all my real story. If I was going to be on a reality show, it had to be real. I'm not going to come on here and fake no shit or be somebody that I'm not. Y'all going to see it all, okay? So, like I said, when the super trailer come out, I'm probably going to do another live where we watch the super trailer, and I'm going to let y'all come up here and talk and do whatever. But I'm very excited and stuff like that. I'm very excited about this. This is very new for me, and I'm very much so prepared for the criticism that will come behind me doing a show like this, because web reality fans are very brutal. They are. But with that being said, that's pretty much just that. So my book is now available on Amazon and Kindle. Make sure you guys purchase it. The pre-sales are still going out. Like I said, I got I got like 25 more pre-sale books to send out, and I'm still sending them out as I go. So be on the lookout for that, and keep watching my shorts, because all my shorts for now are dedicated to me informing you guys every time I go to the post office and send these books out. I know for a fact that one of the people that just got their pre-sale is in here. I think they are, but they took a picture and sent it to me on Twitter. They let me know that they got their books. So the books are definitely coming out. So just, keep it. Just bear with me. They're coming. I'm going down the list of the people who started, who ordered first, all the way down to the people who ordered last. So just give me some time. They coming. All right. So with that being said, y'all, this be your boy Scotty by Nature TV. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video, and also click on the notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. And if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my Instagram, and my TikTok will be down below. With that being said, you guys, your boys are out of here. Until the next one, I'll holler at you guys later.
I could pray to the man up above, start a new path with unconditional love. I can build a new life out of this mess, moving on to a place free from the stress. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. Lost all the love that I found in you, baby. When it starts with the night, I'm the type of nigga shit, think it's
speak for itself. See, I'm a bad little nigga with his heart as well. Say it best from the heart, so it beating is felt. Just a taste to see you smile, so more body can melt. With the cause is dealt, nigga, I was just wishing. Can I be the only bad bitch that you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hit like? Can I be the only bad bitch you hitting like?